Hi everyone, Sarah here from Living Life in Full Spectrum, and I wanted to have a quick chat to you today about Zener Cards. So you've probably seen me talk about Zener Cards quite a bit, and you may not really know what it's all about. So I thought I would do a quick video and explain, and even tell you how you can do your own Zener Card testing from the comfort of your home. So Zener Cards were created in the 1930s by Dr. Carl Zener, and they were made for Dr. J.B. Ryan, who was a famous parapsychologist who was famous for the Ryan Institute and a lot of his parapsychology experiments, the Zener Card experiments or the Zener Card trials being one of them. So a Zener Card deck is basically a deck of 25 cards that consist of 5 different symbols. And the aim of the experiment was to test if a person could mentally project or mentally send an image to another person. So to do that, you had this deck of cards and you had 5 symbols. So you had a star, circle, wavy lines, square, and a cross or a plus sign, whichever you want to say. And there were basically 3 people that were involved in a session. So you would have a person that was the sender, you had a person that was the receiver, and then you had a person that was called the moderator, and they would oversee things and make sure that there was no cheating and making sure that everything was above board. So you had someone that was the sender. So say I was the sender, and I would hold up a card, or I would even have a device that the card perhaps would sit in, and I would then have a receiver. So say you were the receiver, and I'm going to try and mentally project this image into your brain, and then you're going to try and guess and see if you get it correct. So let's do a quick one now. So I'm sending you this image. So see if you can tell me what symbol is on this card. So do it in your head. And that's the answer. Did you get it right? I'm terrible at this, by the way. So because there are 5 different symbols in a pack of 25 cards, you obviously have a 1 in 5 chance of correctly guessing what the symbol is. So a benchmark of 20% is set, and within the experiment, anything above 20% would be considered to be quite interesting, because again, you've got that random chance of 20%. So if you're scoring much higher, technically or in theory, you could actually be using some form of mental telepathy. Now, one of obviously the flaws of the experiment, and part of what the criticism was, is you can't actually prove that a person is using mental telepathy. Some people even say they're receiving the messages through psychic mediumship. Some people are saying they could be using psychokinesis, and some people could just be really, really lucky or really good at guessing. And one of the other problems was with the Zener Card tests was that when you actually hold this up in the right light, you can actually see right through the card. So there was also that element as well, and a bit of element of deception. And some people also, if you're really good, when you look at things like poker and stuff in casinos and you have people that can count cards, that would obviously apply to this kind of experiment as well. So it's definitely got its flaws, but it's a really, really good thing to try. And I know a lot of people actually use it to try and work on their telepathy skills, or perhaps their psychic mediumship skills, just to kind of train themselves and train their abilities. So it is something that you can do at home. You can make your own deck. I got this deck, I think, for about $25 from Angus and Robinson bookstores. So you can buy it from bookstores, you can buy it online on eBay or Amazon, or you can actually make your own. There is nothing saying that you can't make your own set of cards. You know, get some cardboard, draw the symbols on the cards. Maybe even you could even make up your own symbols. It's really, really easy to do, and it's also a bit of fun. I do this with my kids a lot too. But there is an even easier way now that you can do your own Zener Card testing. If you go to my website, www.llifs.com.au, and you go to the Zener tab, you can actually play an online version of a Zener Card game. And this is a big long project that I am working on, and the concept was designed by my wonderful husband Jimmy, who is a web designer. So he coded it and did all that work, which is fantastic, but there's still a lot more work to go. So basically at the moment you can go on there and you can actually do your own Zener Card test, and so it will give you a 25 spread of cards. You run through, you play that, and at the end it will give you what your percentage is. And remember, you're looking for that 20% baseline. So you can do it once a day, you could do it once a week, you could do it several times a day. You can see if you can keep improving your score. And eventually the plan is, because this is phase 1, so when we move on to phase 2, the plan will be to actually start recording all of that data and making that available to everybody, so that you'll be actually able to see graphs. And when you play, you have to put in what your gender is, and you have to put what age group you're in. And so we'll be able to see, are there different genders that are performing better? Are there different age groups that are performing better? And my hope is to be able to link a lot of this data up to things like weather patterns, Mercury in retrograde, all that kind of stuff, moon cycles, to see, are there certain events where telepathy is perhaps peaking. And so we've actually got that data in front of us. So it will be a really, really useful tool. And we're hoping to just kind of make it a bit more visually pleasing as well, and put some artwork on the card backs and add some visual and sound effects and things like that. So it is definitely going to evolve. We're in the early stages now, so I encourage you to go on, have a look, give it a test, see how you go. Of course, let us know if there are any bugs. We're just trying to figure everything out before we turn on the statistics, because we want to make sure when we are capturing the statistics that it's all sort of genuine data and not people being able to muck around with code and all that kind of stuff. So check it out. Give us your feedback. You can either contact me on the page or email me, sarah@llifs.com.au, and let me know your feedback. I think it's a really, really good project. I'm really excited about it. I just love working with Zener Cards. And yeah, I think it's a really good quarantine activity for you to do too. As I said, you can make these at home, or you can play your online version and just give it a go. So thank you. That's all I have to say for tonight. Stay safe and stay home, and I'll talk to you soon.